What's up, friends of YouTube? Here Thunderwolf, and I'm here with a new video of Minecraft, and today I'll be showing you guys how to do a new design I have made, which is about combining three machines that were already created by three YouTubers that I'm using them as a reference. So the first YouTuber is Emerald Fire, second YouTuber is Mighty MeerHut, and third YouTuber is Ilmango. So I got one machine from each of them, and I tried to make a excavator, loader, and dumper, the tipper truck. And first off, I bet you guys might think I'm a normal person or I'm a noob person. I disagree, because I'm trying to be an engineer as well, and also I'm a person that likes to learn how to do amazing things. So one thing I think it's amazing is Minecraft machines. So first up I'm gonna do is show you guys how this works, how this turns on. So right away I'm gonna turn on. What it does is exactly the machines I told you, the names of the construction machines, excavator, loader, and a dumper machine. So it basically does the same thing, or one of the properties. So to turn all the machines together, you first gotta turn the dumper machine, which is this one. To turn it on, it already has sand. You see the dumper has sand. It's gonna take it to its final destination and come back to the station. So I'm gonna turn on. Alright. So this is the dumper, right? This flying machine, I got it from Ilmango. I referenced it from Ilmango, but he didn't have some things where I'll explain in a few moments. But as you can see, it's taking the sand and it's gonna dump it over here, which there's another machine that it will just activate once all the sand reaches the limited height. So right now it's gonna drop the sand. It passes through, but it doesn't activate the observer, so it just goes down. And what it's going to be doing is a big wall. So it started from here and it's gonna keep going, filling up the sand right here. So it's gonna make a big wall, which is the point of this is to make a wall in the ocean. So now the dumper is going back to main station, which this piston is gonna get a signal from the dumper, and it's gonna throw down the sand, which also is gonna activate the loader. This is the loader right here. So as you can see, the piston doesn't have no more sand. The loader is gonna go to the build up sand, and it's gonna grab just one block and take it back to the station where the dumper is gonna grab the sand. Also, this loader machine, flying machine, I got it from Ilmango as well. So as you can see, I need the obsidian so it can drag the sand, and it just drops it down. Also, when this loader activates, there's a signal. When the loader is activated, there's another signal that comes over here, and this machine from here is from Mighty MeerHut, and this is the countdown activations. When the loader activates, it detects it and it counts how many times it activates. So right here, there's 3 activations. So it will be detecting after 3 activations. Another machine activates. This signal goes up to where the excavator is. This flying machine, I got it from reference from Emerald Fire. I'll be explaining each part of all the machines that I have slightly modified. So that's what it does. This is the excavator, and if you don't see how they look, or you do, but if you don't, let me set myself here and I'll put an example of what's each part of the machines. So now I'm gonna turn off the machine and everything is going to be turned off. You see? That's how everything turns off. Well, this one activated because the machine got back and threw sand here, which I can take off. Yeah, once the loader is back, it's gonna turn off. eventually. Alright, so it's about to reach the end and it turns off. Alright, so the first machine that I'm gonna show you guys is from Emerald Fire, which I made a slight modification. I'll leave the links of the YouTubers so you guys can check them out. So this is the main flying machine that grabs sand and drops them down in a certain part. So Emerald Fire's machine will go forward and then go back, and once it reaches the initial station, these slimes would stick to this piston, which wouldn't allow to turn on again. So what I did, I just modified this bottom part with the piston, and as I turn it on, it will move forward, having the same function of pulling blocks, but then when it reaches back, it will have the slimes apart, which will activate again, and it will keep doing that until I turn it off, and slimes are apart. Next machine is also, this is made from, or I got it from reference from Ilmango. Just what it does is just fly forward and backward, but also the slimes, you can use them as a block attachment, so whichever block is gets close to it, will drag it with it, and that's how I used it for my new design. So let's turn it on. First off, let's turn this one on. You see it goes forward, and then it reaches the end and it goes back, and once it goes back it turns off. So this is the loader. So this is the next machine, reference from Ilmango, but this is the most important part of the design, since I slightly modify it more than the other ones. Basically what it does is, Ilmango designed it to just move forward and backward, but then I tried to modify something, attach more things to it so it can work as a dump truck. And what I did is Ilmango referenced on the video that it will move forward and it will go back and it will stop, but he did explain that it could go back and forth infinitely, and what to do so, you need to make both sides almost the same. So as you can see, the left part, I have to also put a trapdoor here and an observer, and that will make it go back and forth without stopping. So Ilmango's design had this observer pistons, like half of it it had, but the other half on top. So I put two slimes and an extra observer and a piston, and this slime here so it can hold the piston. When it turns on and it goes forward, the sand will drop beside the piston, and the piston won't be activated until it reaches the end. And when it reaches the end, it will push the sand down. As you can see, this is the other machine that only activates once sand reaches the maximum height. So as you can see, the observer doesn't have no block in front of it, so it won't activate. And as you can see, there's almost a wall. There's a wall here, so this machine creates the wall of sand. Also, this piston helps it to drop the sand. As you can see, it's a huge tower of sand. And well, that's the design for the machine. This is the most important one. I haven't learned how to do a machine that duplicates sand, so you have to make a big tower of sand, or if you don't want to do that, you don't want to be filling it up every time and just want to be going to do a T-pose or something else, while you can pile up a big pile of sand, which is I showed you guys on my new design, and it will continue until it finishes. But this is less sand as compared to my new design, so hopefully you guys prefer the other design, but it's okay. This one's it's less complicated to do, so it's worth to build it. Let me turn it on. Alright, so it's on. As you can see, the piston is not turning on, and now it turns on. Let me put the redstone so I can drop sand. Now it's loaded. The dump truck is loaded, reaching the end, drops the sand down, and it keeps doing that. So it has sand, now it reaches the end, and it drops it. And what if I already fill it up? Drops the sand, and it moves forward, as you can see. So it keeps building the wall until it reaches the limit, which I haven't reached because it will break or something. Alright, the sand dropped on the wrong place. So that's the machine, the new modification I have made. So now that I have showed you each part or each machine reference from other YouTubers to combine them in one functionality as the construction machines, I will now show you guys how what more parts were attached to make them function well. So first part on the excavator. So on this excavator, I had to make it pull the sand to a good position where the loader can grab the sand. As you can see, there's a big pile of sand, so all the way over here, if it reaches all the way over here, there's an observer that will detect if the row reached the end of the sands and has to move the excavator to the side. So the excavator can grab only 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks of sand and drop them here, which is good enough for the functions. And after it reaches the end of the sand of the row, this has to move to the side, and I'm gonna show you guys how, which is adding this extension. But I'm gonna start all the way over here. So let's say the excavator reached the observer, it will move to the side. This machine, it's almost the same design as where I have the dumper to reach the end. So the observer detects the excavator, it will move to the side over here, and it will pull all this extension. This extension is just to make the delay of the next function I will talk about. So it will just pull, it will continue pulling. All this flying machine is just pulling, making a delay. And then once it pull this blocks of slime, this piston will push as well as this one, and it will just keep pushing all the way to the end over here. And this piston continues pushing and until this flying machine, which will be pushed, and it will activate a cycle only once. It will activate it only once, and this cycle will do the same thing, but it will be pushing until, as you can see, there's another slime pushing function beneath here, but that's not what's going to be pushed. This piston is going to push this one right here, which will push this one where it starts to make the first function. But as you can see, as this piston is pushed, this one from here is gonna pull the rest of the cycle, which I'll explain right now. I'm gonna continue with this piston right here. This piston will push this one, and this one, which will push all these 4 slimes to the forward, moving the excavator sideways. So this piston would just push one part of the excavator, because if it pushes all of it, it won't function well, or it will just break. So I just made one piston first, push this 4 slimes which are attached to the observer and piston, and these 2 observers plus the redstone lamp, as well as this piston from here. And once that's pushed, the next cycle will be over here, which these pistons will move forward and be pulling the rest of the pistons, where this slime from here have another piston that will push these slimes here and make this piston push as well, continue pushing until here there's 2 pistons that will be pushed and push 2 parts separately, but at the same time. As you can see, there's 4 observers, so there's 4 pistons right here, it will push these 4 redstone lamps because they're not attached to anything, so they have to be pushed individually. And this piston right here will push this column of slimes, which is the important part of the excavator that pulls the sands. And once these 2 parts are pushed, then the next part is over here. So as you can see, this slime was pulled, and these pistons keep pulling until the next part, which is another piston that pushes, does the same thing as the other cycles, pushes this slime, piston, until this one right here pushes these 3 slimes, which are attached to this bottom piston as well as the top one and this observer. And once this last part is pushed to the side, moving the excavator, it will immediately activate the excavator and grab some more sand. So that's what this big extension is. It's the excavator trying to grab more sand and follow up with the rest of the sand. That's about it. I did use obsidian just to not have breaking parts, but I think we don't actually need obsidian. Just for this flying machine right here, this obsidian blocks the path of the flying machine and allows it to keep going forward and backward. Well guys, I hope you liked this video. The construction machines I combined together. Hopefully you like it. Leave a like, subscribe, share it, leave a comment, whatever you think is a feedback or something. I'll surely read them. And while I'm not that good explaining, but I'm forcing myself to learn how to explain myself on creations I try to create. I'm sorry about how I talk, but I'm trying my best. And this is for you guys. I like sharing the ideas for you guys to keep on working on them, or give you a push to make more ideas. So that's about it. Thank you, and until the next one. Peace.